Okay, here's lesson 2. Title is Properties of Dilation. So in lesson 1, we looked at the definition of a dilation and we saw that there was a center for a dilation. And in this diagram that we're going to be working on in a minute, the center of dilation is going to be O. And the other thing we need to determine for a dilation is the scale factor. So we'll have a scale factor and we're calling that R. And the scale factor tells us how much we're either going to push these points away from the center of rotation or pull them towards the center of rotation. So a scale factor greater than 1 is going to push points away from the center of rotation, whereas a scale factor that's a fraction between 0 and 1 is going to pull points toward closer to the center of rotation. Okay, so what we want to look at though is properties of dilation. So we want to know what happens to a line when it gets dilated, what happens to a ray or an angle or a segment when it gets dilated. And we're going to find out that dilations map lines to lines, rays to rays, segments to segments, and angles to angles of the same measure. Okay, won't be true that the segments will be the same measure, but the angles will be the same measure. And that's going to result, we're going to find out after several of these lessons, we're going to find out that that's going to result in similar figures. Okay, so for this lesson, you're going to need a compass. We handed out this type of compass in class, but if you have the traditional type of compass that, you know, kind of opens up and has a pencil in it, you can use that. Any type of compass will work, but I'll demonstrate how to use these to do this activity. You'll also need a protractor later, and so get that out, and then a straight edge. So I'll be using my compass as a straight edge, but you can use a ruler or whatever you have. All right, so we are going to, in this first example, we are going to use O as a center of rotation. We're going to use a scale factor of R equals 2. So this will be pushing these points away from the center of rotation. And remember that the points are going to lie on a ray that comes out from the center of rotation through the points. So we're going to draw those rays now. So there's one. And then we'll draw a ray OQ, like so. Just for fun, I'm going to have you pick another point on this line. Let's call it R. And you can put it anywhere you want. You can put it outside, you can put it inside, and we'll also connect that with a ray. Okay. All right, so now we're ready to dilate by a scale factor of 2. And so when we have a scale factor that's a whole number, we can actually use our compass to do the dilation. So there's some moving parts on this compass. You're always going to, you'll see crosshairs in this section here, and you can hold your finger right here and move the compass around. So your pencil goes in this hole or this hole, whichever one you've measured for. And you can draw arcs, circles, whatever. You can mark lengths of segments.